afternoon. This is ASO Television News. I am Richard Alochenwanyebe. The headlines. President Tinubu calls for unity, defense reforms at APC National Convention. Federal government adopts one humanitarian, one poverty reduction system framework. And in sports, Moses Adams score as Nigeria's Super Eagles defeat Iran in friendly tie. The news in detail. President Bola Tinubu on Friday rallied members of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, to remain united and focused on national development, declaring that the party's strength lies not in its size but in its cohesion and shared vision. Speaking at the fourth elective national convention of the APC held at Eagle Square in Abuja, the president described the gathering as a defining moment in both the party's evolution and Nigeria's democratic journey. Addressing thousands of delegates, President Tinubu expressed gratitude for the party's growth since its formation in 2013, noting that its founding was driven by a collective resolve to rescue Nigeria from economic decline and repositioning it for progress. The president stressed that unity remains the cornerstone of progress, warning that political parties often collapse not because of electoral defeat, but due to internal divisions fueled by personal ambition and lack of discipline. He urged party members to ensure the convention sends a clear signal to Nigerians and the international community that the APC remains strong, united, and forward-looking. President Tinubu also dismissed concerns that the ruling party seeks to dominate Nigeria's political space, reaffirming his commitment to democratic principles and the role of opposition in governance.
Let me reiterate to those who then lament and misunderstood us. We do not use one-party state. Democracy thrives on vibrant and healthy competition. But we cannot burn the constitutional freedom of association. As a statesman and a political leader, I believe in a credible opposition. One can challenge, question, and help refine policies.
The president, however, criticized persistent attacks by opposition groups on the Electoral Act 2026, insisting that the law followed due legislative processes and reflects Nigeria's collective desire to strengthen its electoral system.
Constant attacks by opposition groups on the Electoral Act 2026 are a disservice to Nigerian people. It is public knowledge that process leading to the amendment of the 2022 Electoral Act passed through the crucible of legislative scrutiny, including public hearing. The Electoral Act was passed by overwhelming majority of the members of the National Assembly elected by Nigerian people in accordance with 1999 Constitution as amended.
Highlighting his administration's achievements, President Tinubu said the government has made notable progress despite global economic pressures, including the impact of international conflicts. He listed infrastructure development, fiscal reforms, social investment programs, and improved security efforts as key milestones. Now, the All Progressives Congress, the APC, has concluded its 8th National Convention in Abuja, reaffirming Professor Montawe Yelwada as National Chairman and Senator Surajuddin Ajibola Basiru as National Secretary, while elevating Dr. Ben Uwoye as Deputy National Chairman South in a consensus-driven process. The convention held at the Eagle Square produced a new National Working Committee (NWC), largely through a unity arrangement endorsed by party stakeholders and ratified by delegates. Dr. Nwoye's emergence replaces former Deputy National Chairman South Ina Enuku. Following extensive consultations within the party, sources indicated that the decision was shaped by internal zoning arrangements and the influence of party leaders, with governors playing a central role in determining candidates for positions allocated to their states. A former chairman of the APC in Enugu State, Nwoye, was widely described as a seasoned party administrator whose candidacy enjoyed broad acceptance among stakeholders, particularly within his state. In his acceptance speech, Yelwada described his re-election as a call to greater service, pledging commitments to party unity and national progress. He said that they are ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to build the party. He assured members that the new leadership would not fail or falter in its responsibilities. The high-profile event was attended by President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima, state governors, members of the National Assembly, and other key figures within the ruling party. Similarly, the chairman of Abaji Area Council, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi, attended the 2026 National Convention of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, held at the Eagle Square. Alhaji Abubakar Abdullahi arrived at the venue alongside a distinguished entourage of political associates, party leaders, and supporters from Abaji Area Council, who joined other delegates from across the country at the convention. The National Convention brought together thousands of party faithfuls, stakeholders, and elected officials to deliberate on key issues affecting the party and chart a course for its future ahead of upcoming political activities. The Abaji chairman described the convention as an important platform for strengthening unity within the party and reaffirming commitments to the ideals of the APC. He also used the opportunity to interact with party leaders and delegates from different states, emphasizing the need for continued collaboration and grassroots mobilization to sustain the party's dominance in the country. The event at the Eagle Square witnessed a large turnout of party members, government officials, and supporters who gathered to participate in the convention and demonstrate their support for the ruling party. Now, the federal government has adopted one humanitarian, one poverty reduction system, a unified national framework for humanitarian coordination and poverty reduction in Nigeria. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Dr. Bernard Doru, disclosed this in a press conference that followed the end of deliberation at the recently concluded 3-day technical workshop held in Abuja in partnership with the International Alert Nigeria. Daniel Obi tells us more.
The minister, Dr. Bernard Doru, described the OHOPRS as a national framework that is designed to address long-standing fragmentation of interventions across agencies, the duplication of intervention efforts, and the disconnections in data support and financing systems.
OHOPRS is not another program. It is intended as a national operating system. Why this matters? For too long, our systems have been fragmented across institutions, duplicated across programs, disconnected across data and financing systems. The result has been repeated interventions with no clear transition pathway, waste of resources due to duplication and lack of synergy, persistent vulnerability across communities. Under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Nigeria is now moving from effort to impact and from support to transformation.
While shedding more light to the press on the Unified National Framework for Humanitarian Coordination, the Permanent Secretary of the Humanitarian Ministry, Dr. Olubunmi Olusanya, highlighted that the framework's role is fundamentally in providing data to measure intervention impact on beneficiaries, stating that it marks a shift from managing poverty to meaningfully eradicating it.
Before this time, there are quite a lot of social protection programs operating in the country, but we found out that most of them are operating in a disjointed manner. And such a way, the benefit is not clear to Nigerians. So based on that, we are coming up with a program that we call One Humanitarian, One Poverty Response System to organize up social safety net.
The OHPRS framework aims to improve efficiency, transparency, and accountability in reaching vulnerable populations. The initiative aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vision to reduce poverty. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has promoted 120 senior officers as part of efforts to strengthen leadership and reward excellence within the Corps. The promotion approved by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and effective January 1st, 2026 saw 19 officers elevated to Assistant Corps Marshal, 55 to Corps Commander, and 46 to Deputy Corps Commander. FRSC says the exercise reflects the federal government's commitments to professionalism and career development in the service. Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed congratulated the officers and urged them to justify the confidence reposing in them through dedication, discipline, and effective service delivery. He described the promotion as not just a reward but a call to higher responsibility in advancing road safety and reducing traffic crashes nationwide. The Corps also directed that the newly promoted officers should not wear their new ranks until formal decoration ceremonies are conducted. Similarly, the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has recovered a vehicle stolen over a decade ago in a major breakthrough in the fight against vehicle-related crimes. The Corps spokesperson, Corps Commander Felicia Kalu, in a statement said the recovery followed a routine verification at the National Vehicle Identification Scheme desk in Ebonyi State on March 24, 2026, where officials detected irregularities in the vehicle's records. The statement said further checks revealed that the Toyota Camry had been stolen in Benue State in August 2015. The original owner was contacted and confirmed the theft. Acting on the intelligence, FRSC collaborated with the Nigerian Police Force, leading to the recovery of the vehicle by the Anti-Kidnapping Squad in Abakaliki on March 27th. Investigations showed that the car had been re-registered with a new plate number in an attempt to conceal its identity. FRSC Corps Marshal Sheikh Mohammed commended the officers and the police for their collaboration, noting that the success highlights the effectiveness of the NVIS platform in tracking stolen vehicles. The Corps has urged motorists to ensure proper documentation and verification before acquiring vehicles as enforcement efforts continue nationwide. The Citizens Health Education and Development Initiative, CHEDI, has concluded a full-month humanitarian intervention supporting flood-affected communities in Mokwa local government area of Niger State. The project, funded by Irish Aid through the Emergency Humanitarian Response Fund, targeted displaced families in Tifin, Mazda, and Angwan Hausawa, where flooding destroyed homes and livelihoods, leaving many vulnerable. During the intervention, CHEDI trained 300 women and girls on gender-based violence and prevention and menstrual hygiene, distributed dignity kits to 200 beneficiaries, and provided food support to 100 vulnerable women. Solar-powered floodlights were also installed at IDP camps to improve safety. The program further trained 40 community volunteers as GBV champions and engaged 40 women and youth in Cash for Work scheme, while over 1,500 residents were reached through awareness campaigns and health education activities. CHEDI says the intervention made possible by the Irish Aid support has improved the well-being of affected families, but notes that more assistance is needed to address ongoing challenges in livelihoods, water, sanitation, and protection services. The federal government has unveiled the Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Business Incubation Certification Program in 14 universities, with plans to expand it to all federal universities by 2027 and all federal tertiary institutions by 2028. The Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa, disclosed this in Abuja during the official unveiling of the initiative, describing it as a major shift in Nigeria's education system towards innovation, entrepreneurship and job creation. Correspondent Oluchi Jacinta Okorie tells us more.
The Minister for Education, Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa, noted that the program comes at a critical time when the country must harness the potential of its youthful population while addressing the limitation of traditional education models.
Millions of people like you, there will be creators of unicorns. Unicorn means you have a business that is worth $1 billion. Deji Aborode, right in Nigeria, has 3 unicorns. Is creating those businesses here. And his commitment to Nigerian students, to the Nigerian youth, it's also second to none. I was just meeting with him.
He further explained that the EBIC program is designed to embed entrepreneurship across disciplines, citing ongoing efforts at the University of Lagos as a model.
Nigeria is great. Nigeria is a good country. There are abundance of opportunities here. The negativity that you talk about Nigeria, it's not here. There's so many opportunities in this country that you can harness and make you like another Mr. Kola Adesina. Mr. Kola Adesina, thank you for your service to our country.
Chairman of the EBIC Planning and Monitoring Committee and Vice Chancellor of the University of Jos, Professor Tanko Ishaya, described the initiative as a major step towards aligning education with national economic goals.
Hello students. The Student Venture Capital Grant. By implication, this EBIC is going to give you the skills, the abilities to be able to access this grant. So I think it's been mapped together, and I would think we need to look at that together. And I had a discussion.
The EBIC program is a mandatory entrepreneurship development initiative designed for students in tertiary institutions. It runs concurrently with academic programs starting from the first year through to graduation. Oluchi Jacinta Okorie, ASO Television News.
You're watching ASO Television News. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127. And on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. Now, still to come. Moses Adams score as Nigeria's Super Eagles defeat Iran in friendly tie. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Some things don't arrive. They've always been. Not for a day, for all of time. Until quietly, something shifts. Moving from someday to now. Women are not honored in time. They are woven through it, shaping every story, every voice, every breath. We are because she is, and because tomorrow they will be.
The Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Professor Ahmed Abubakar Audi, has unveiled a 5-year strategic plan to strengthen national security and improve the Corps' operation across the country. The announcement followed his reappointment by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, commending the Corps' role in protecting critical national assets and combating economic sabotage. Here is the report.
Speaking at a meeting with commanding officers, Ahmed Abubakar Audi of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps said the roadmap will focus on discipline, training and surveillance technology, also adding that the Corps will continue working with the Nigerian Army to strengthen security nationwide.
Officers from the rank of commandants who attend strategic courses in all the schools. I think that is a very great improvement. We have also established a lot of policies that will drive our operational performance. First, we established the female squad.
National Commander Mining Marshal ACC Onaja John, during an interview with newsmen, underscored the efficiency of advanced technology to curb menaces of illegal mining to its barest minimum, thereby protecting the Corps' core mandate to protect critical national assets.
The operation of Mining Marshal does not happen within residential area or city center or normal environment. It happens in dangerous terrains. Some of these areas require advanced technology for you to be able to.
Also speaking, Commandant General FCT Command Dr. Olushola Odumosun noted the transformational reform to enable a far-reaching surveillance and proactive deployment within the Federal Capital Territory.
As FCT Commandant is that we are moving away from, reactive security to a more professional, proactive, intelligence-led policing and surveillance of our critical national assets.
The Corps intensified effort with the renewed hopes administration providing operational excellence, leveraging tech like AI and drones to secure national assets and clamp down on oil theft and illegal mining, aiming to prove the Corps' relevance with tangible results. Oluchi Jacinta Okorie, ASO Television News.
The Imo State Police Command on Friday arrested a couple, Mr. Collins and Mrs. Onyechi Uweze, for dealing in hard drugs in Omonduku, Obioku, Ama Kyoha Ubi in Owerri West local government area. The command spokesperson DSP Henry Okoye confirmed the arrest of the suspect and said the raid was a sustained efforts to rid Imo State of criminal elements and uphold public safety. According to him, operatives of the command surveillance unit acting on credible intelligence arrested the couple on Friday at their residence. Okoye said Collins, age 51, and his wife, Onyinyechi, currently 43 years, allegedly dealt in hard drugs in commercial quantities. He said a bag containing assorted illicit substances were recovered during the operation, adding that the couple are currently in custody while investigations continue. Already, the state police boss, Audu Boso, has commended the operatives and reiterated the command's commitments to combat drug-related crimes. He appealed to the public to report suspicious activities to the nearest police station or via 0803-477-3600. Similarly, the Oyo State Police Command has commenced an investigation into the mysterious death of a yet-to-be-identified teenage boy at the University of Ibadan swimming pool. The police, in a statement by its spokesperson, Olayinka Ayalade, in Ibadan, the state capital, on Saturday, said the body had been deposited at the mortuary of the General Hospital at Adeoyo, Ibadan. He explained that when detectives visited the scene, blood stains were observed within the pavilion area, while blood was also oozing from the mouth and nose, with slight bruises on the nose. According to him, the case is being treated as a suspected murder, and the command has commenced a thorough investigation to unravel the circumstances surrounding the incident. The command therefore urged members of the public to remain calm and refrain from spreading unverified information as investigations are ongoing. Operatives of the Ondo State Security Network Agency, also known as Amotekun, have rescued 3 nurses abducted by gunmen at the primary health center in Akure, the Ondo State capital. The corps commander, Akobun Adetunji Adeleye, who confirmed the development while speaking at the headquarters of the command, said the health workers were rescued at about 4:30 a.m. on Saturday. Similarly, Adeleye also confirmed the rescue of a 45-year-old man and his 15-year-old son, who were abducted at Belede community along Oda Road, Akure. Some armed bandits reportedly stormed the primary health center located in the Ijebu area of Akure, abducting no fewer than 3 health workers on duty on Saturday morning. It was gathered that the bandits struck at the government-owned facility at about 2 a.m. and whisked the victims away. According to one of the patients at the center, the attackers arrived in a bus, forcefully entered the facility and took away the victims, while other health workers on duty luckily escaped. The bandits were also said to have packed all the victims into the bus before driving off to an unknown destination. The Amotekun commander assured residents that the safety of lives and property remains a top priority for the state government. He also urged members of the public to continue to provide timely and adequate information to security agencies, stressing the need for collective efforts to enhance safety across the states. Now, members of the Government Teachers College, Zuba, class of 1988, have congratulated 2 of their classmates following their victories in the just concluded Gwagwalada Area Council elections in the Federal Capital Territory. The 2 beneficiaries are Comrade Kasim Mohammed Ikwa, who was elected chairman of Gwagwalada Area Council, and Honorable Alhaji Adamu Kangiwan Zuba, who emerged as councillor representing Tunganmaju Ward. During a brief gathering, members of the class presented congratulatory cards to the newly elected leaders in recognition of their achievements and expressed pride in their accomplishments. The class also urged the two leaders to remain worthy ambassadors of their alma mater by demonstrating professionalism, integrity, and commitment in the discharge of their responsibilities to the people. Responding on behalf of the beneficiaries, the chairman-elect of Gogolaba Area Council, Comrade Kasim Mohammed Ikwa, thanked the leadership and members of the class of 1988 set for their solidarity and support. He noted that the encouragement and backing of his classmates throughout the political journey contributed to the success recorded at the polls. Ikwa assured them that by the grace of God, he would not disappoint the confidence reposed in him and would work diligently to serve the people of Gogolaba Area Council. Now, diplomatic ties between Nigeria and the Republic of Burundi are set to reach new heights following a press conference by the ambassador of Burundi to Nigeria, His Royal Highness Edward Nduwimana, where plans to strengthen cooperation focusing on direct air links, economic diversification, fight against insecurity, and the upcoming second session of a key bilateral commission were disclosed. At a media briefing at the embassy, the ambassador lauded the deep-rooted diplomatic friendship and partnership between the two nations, which has spanned over 20 years. He recalled establishment of their respective base embassies in 2006 and 2007, describing it as a foundation of mutual respect and cooperation that both nations now seek to build upon. However, the crux of the briefing was focused on the future, especially the much anticipated second session of the Permanent Mixed Commission for Cooperation between Burundi and Nigeria.
My personal conviction is that this situation should strengthen our leaders' commitment to accelerating investment in energy transition, with particular emphasis on sustainable energy sources such as solar and wind power. Beyond short-term constraints, this is a strategic choice aimed at strengthening our sovereignty and reducing dependence on external shocks. This is all the more advisable because one thing is certain: no power in the world can ever extinguish the sun as a source of energy that Africa has in abundance.
Ambassador Edward emphasized that beyond political diplomacy, the upcoming session aims to unlock concrete economic opportunities with plans to enhance cooperation in the mining sector, agriculture, industry, and tourism. He pointed that direct air link would not only ease the movement of people, but also facilitate the export of agricultural produce and mineral resources while boosting trade volume significantly. He said strengthens sectoral agreements as moving beyond memorandum of understanding to actionable implementation is key to transforming the bilateral relationship.
Mais aussi cette session
Joint Commission, as we said, once this is held, will represent an important step in strengthening our bilateral cooperation between Burundi and Nigeria. We expect to have very concrete progress in several priority areas, including trade, education and tourism, mining, agro-industry. So this meeting will make it possible to assess progress achieved after we finished the first joint commission, and we identify new partnerships and remove potential obstacles to the implementation of the already agreed commitments. So our ambition is to achieve concrete commitments that deliver tangible results of our two countries and their populations.
The Republic of Burundi is looking to expand their economic footprints within Africa, seeing the planned session of the Mixed Commission as a pivotal step towards deeper integration with Nigeria and Africa at large. The Super Eagles of Nigeria are back to winning ways. They saw off Iran 1-2 in a friendly international played in Antalya, Turkey on Friday. Goals from Moses Simon and Akko Adams were enough to give Nigeria the victory against their Middle East opponent. Nigeria began the game played on the home turf of Turkish Super League side Antalyaspor on a good note. They then took the lead just 6 minutes into the match, with Moses cutting in from the left wing to fire past Alezara by Ravand in goal for the Iranians. Despite a flurry of chances, the 1994 AFCON winners could not double their lead against Iran. Just on the 61st minute mark, Nigeria made their pressure count as Adams netted the second goal. The Sevilla man starting off for injured Victor Osimhen was fed by Atletico Madrid's Ademola Lookman and wasted no time in dispatching the ball into the back of the net. Iran, however, pulled one back. Striker Mehdi Taremi turned in from close range after a scramble, but they could not level things up as Nigeria held on to claim the bragging rights. The Super Eagles will play the second game of the four-nation tournament against Jordan on Tuesday. The matches are Nigeria's first since winning the bronze medal at the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco. Coach Chele named a strong starting lineup for the Asian opponents, the only major change being Maduka Okoye in goal in the absence of first-time choice goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali. And that brings us to the end of the bulletin for this hour. But before we go, a recap of one of our major stories again. We told that President Bola Tinubu on Friday rallied members of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, to remain united and focused on national development, declaring that the party's strength lies not in its size, but in its cohesion and shared vision. That's the news. I am Richard Alichinonye. Thanks for watching.